Bonitatibus, I'm your Savannah RiverKeeper. I represent 1.4 million people who drink out of the Savannah River every day, and many of the landowners standing in this room, and I appreciate all of you for making the drive down. This is democracy at work. This is great. Thank you so much for taking the time to come. I want to follow up a little bit with Mr. Morris's comments. One thing about a pipeline, it's not if with a pipeline, it's when. It's the same with a truck, it's the same with a boat. They're going to leak. One of the things that has become part of what we've noticed is there is no bond requirement. There is no requirement that money be set aside in case there is a spill. And when we've asked, what happens when there's a spill? I've dealt with a number of pipelines, and I will tell you, only once in the pipelines that I've dealt with has it been the company's fault. It's always been somebody drove a truck over, somebody knocked a lever, somebody drove a lawnmower where they shouldn't have, and then a 70,000 gallon spill occurs. And then what happens? The shifting of blame begins, and there's no money to clean it up because everybody's pointing at everybody else saying you're responsible. I'm not comfortable that Kinder Morgan won't turn to you and say you're responsible. I think that there needs to be at least a $28 million bond set aside to make sure that when a spill occurs, there will be adequate protections put in place. I have some serious questions about Kinder Morgan. They are an MLP, and as far as I can tell, they do not pay federal income tax. That is a tax that they get to defer indefinitely as long as they continue to grow. What are they doing today?
Growing.
What happens when they are no longer able to grow and that money becomes due? Can they handle that? Well, then you take a look at their balance sheet. A third of their balance sheet, $28 million of it is goodwill assets. You can't sell goodwill, folks. So, a third of their assets are intangible. There's no bond to protect us when a spill occurs. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure they can handle the tax bill they have already. The last thing that I will say is look at the competition. Walmart, for example, 20,000 barrels a day in Savannah. They want to bring in 27,000. What happens when Walmart comes in and floods a market? Thank you.